Minute Modcast with his mates. Episode 145.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Min's Minute Modcast with his mates. Hey guys, we can actually do a deeper dive with a special guest on this whole topic of art and AI. He was a guest on my regular Min's Minute Modcast. His name's Christopher Shake, and he's really focused on the world of art, but also looking at the space of AI. And one of the projects he's involved in right now is a little bit like the music industry, about how do the artists actually get paid royalties for the music being played. In the same way, they're creating something which is digital art in galleries and based on what's on show at any one time. Again, a similar sort of concept for paying the artists, which I think is awesome. But he's super passionate about the whole topic, and don't even get him going on NFTs. So perhaps we'll do that as a special and invite him as a special guest to join this one, so we can do a deeper dive into the world of AI and art.
On that topic, though, a quick one. It looks like AI, though, regarding creative art, it's not really creating. It's copying, they say, right? Even the artists are looking at work and like, oh, that looks similar to my work. So I think we're gonna have a lot of copiers now enabled to copy different things really fast instead of having to hand draw it or hand design it. But still, I would say there is space for the creative individual to utilize AI, but look at their own process and create something new instead of just copying current concepts.
Absolutely. This is what even I think, that what we are doing with Ghibli art as well is we are giving our pictures, it's just copying in that form. Like if it was a Xerox machine, it would do in Ghibli form. What now would be interesting to see is constraints give rise to more creativity, right? Now there's a constraint that AI can copy you. What next is where the human brains will work at its best. This is what I'm now more curious as to what kind of storytelling will evolve, what kind of art will be evolved, because we have seen now what can be done, but we have not seen what can be done in the future, right? So something I'm very excited and curious at the same time.
And then Mr. Musk has been in the news as always this week. Moa, I think you were looking at this headline. Tell us more.
Yeah, it looks like Musk just bought his own company. So with I think it's XAI, it's his other company, and he's acquired X basically, which was called Twitter previously. I'm interested to see what he is planning to do with the data that he has on X, because I think there's a bigger game plan here and he's thinking big picture. And of course, we know the real world currency today, like gold, is data. So I'm just interested what he's going to do there. But I think he doubled the value of his company to 80 billion or something while he acquired the other one. So it's funny how billionaires move around their money.
I saw something quite funny this morning as a headline, which was Tinder. And I confess, I'm too old to have kind of been part of that Tinder generation. But they've actually introduced an AI bot. So before you go online with the humans, you can test out your skills with an AI bot. So this is the world we now live in.
That's a cool feature. You reminded me of another app. It's a dating app. It's called Muz. Actually, they created a new feature that if you put on makeup, it does a unfilter, like a remove all your makeup, so you show your natural face to the other candidate. Because there's catfishing and people like really just showing themselves differently to what they truly are. So they're doing some interesting work on trying to create, even though it's online dating, create authentic connection between people and the real human instead of the filtered version on socials.
No, I think it's a good idea in terms of like getting people's confidence up. It reminds me of when I play Call of Duty, and rather than playing online, because as soon as I spawn and get generated, like someone shot me in the back of the head, and it's like, yeah, that's quite hard. So I always just play with the robots, but I always just make them a little bit more rubbish than I am. So I feel quite good. In the same way, perhaps AI can just like stroke my ego a little bit, and I mean those jokes were like solid, man. Keep going. Yeah. Any views, Owen, on how these bots are maybe disconnecting us a little bit from the real humans, or do you see it as a positive?
But a lot of times they're trying to understand trends and so on. And Gen Zs have the most weird and hard to sort of understand. It's just like a funny generation, but they're like they're born basically only knowing the internet. So that's like one key characteristic of them. But so they didn't know life before the internet really, and like they oddly are sort of shifting away from a digital life. There's like there's an awful lot of them buying dumb phones. They're like their experiences tend to be sort of more analog, where they want to disconnect and stay in like cabins or in nature or go on hikes and like this type of thing, like totally away from technology. And so they actually don't date as much as other generations. So it appears that in the Gen Z generation, those who have only a generation that's only known technology are pulling away because I guess, well, there's probably lots of reasons. Like there's really good data on depression and anxiety and all the things that go along with lots of technology use. But I think that's a trend that we could see continue as like AI gets better, and you have these AI companions and you've got AI employees that you work with, that show up on calls and you interact with. And I bet you're just gonna find that people will go, you know what, I just need to talk to a human. Like everybody I work with is a machine, and like I'm sick of my phone. I really just want to go in the park and like be with my family or chat to my friends. So there will be a real difference between a human experience and a one with a machine. And we're very social animals. We need that for survival and feeling good, and like our brains respond well to being around people that we love or that we care about. And I think that's probably a bit of a cultural shift that will happen. It will come out of this adoption of AI.
You reminded me. I saw the new trailer for Black Mirror season 7. So it's probably going to be just like that. If you watch some of the really old ones, you're like, hey, that's the world we live in right now. So
It's getting nearer and nearer, right? Like even when you were saying about social distance, even the environment, I see that we are getting closer and closer to just being surviving on the pills that are having enough nutrition for you to get by and less real food. So even that trend I see in the next generation. It's all supplements. It's all like vitamin C, vitamin A, protein, whey powder, everything. And in all of it, the real food is somehow being sidelined because it's now not termed as nutritious. So I think we are getting into that very dystopian world very fast now. So
that was the science fiction, wasn't it? Where it's like, yep, just take this one pill a day and you're good. You don't need anything else.
It's the 1%, right? They will have everything, the real natural stuff, and the rest of us won't. Maybe, who knows?
There we go. And on that highlight, let's call it a day. Thank you very much, guys, and see you again soon.